cap. Yeah. 1611, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. Hey, on the block where it's at. White cracks getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Steps going up.
Because you can read. Hey sis, I want you guys to come here. This pertains to your young sons as well. Read this.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
We're going over the nationality. We're going over the true nationalities of the so-called Hispanics, blacks, and Native American Indians in the Bible. Read.
And they assembled all the congregation together.
Okay, so they assembled all the congregation together. All the men and the women, they gathered them together in the congregation. Read.
On the first day of the second month.
Okay.
And they declared their pedigree after their families.
Okay. So now they're saying they're declaring their pedigree. They're declaring what tribe or what nation you are from the pedigree of their families. You know what a pedigree is? Not the dog food. You know what a pedigree is? Like it. Right. It's a list. It's a list of bloodline that pertains to individuals. Like when dogs, and say I'm breeding dogs, I have a pedigree so you can know what dog it is. This is a German Shepherd and Rottweiler. You know, a pit bull, right? Read.
After their house, by the pedigree, after their families, by the house of their fathers.
By the who?
The house of their fathers.
So by their fathers is who they can tell who they are. Go to Genesis chapter 49. So you said that you're Hispanic, right? On this sign you said that you're a black African American. You see right here on the sign right here, we've never been told about the Israelites or about the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. See on the right hand side right here, you see on the second to the last one? Yeah. Right? On the right hand, the small writings, what does it say? It
says Mexican.
Okay, it says Mexican. Now on top of yours, on the first one, what does this one say? American blacks, African Americans, what we would know as. Has anybody ever told you that you come from the tribe of Issachar? Has anybody ever told you, besides today, that you come from the tribe of Judah? That you come from the tribe of Judah? Tribe of Judah. Okay? This is how we're going to find out, because again, we said this is how they match the pedigrees to their fathers. I'm going to show you how you're Issachar and how you're Judah. Read. In which we are brothers. I'm a Judite too, brother. And Issachar, you're also Issacharite. So you are a brother too. Right, and the rest of the 12 tribes you see, they're all brethren. Read. 49 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
Okay, so Jacob, the father of these 12 tribes, the forefather of the 12 tribes, he called upon his sons. Like he say, Hector, and Jay, y'all come here. He's calling to his sons.
And said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the latter days.
So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen and fall upon you in the latter days. From now all the way to here, this is how we can identify who we are, what tribe and nationality that we come from, because the Bible gave us the source. It's the history book that pertains to the Israelites. Read.
Gather yourselves together, and hear your sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
So now he's going in to tell the sons things. Go to Issachar.
Verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens.
Okay, so he's saying Issachar. He's saying, my son, you will be a strong ass. In Mexico, what animal do they call the ass?
I don't really know.
Okay, what animal do they call the ass in general? What animal is that? Donkey. There you go. Beautiful. So he's saying, Issachar, you will be as a strong ass. Be very strong. Donkeys are very strong, hard workers. Are Hispanics or Mexicans very strong, hard workers? Yes. See how we can identify these, what he's saying? Keep reading.
Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens.
He's saying that you'll be crouching down between two burdens. Right now, aren't the Hispanics or the Mexicans going through burdens right now, trying to cross over the border? Right. That's a burden, right? They want to try to seek asylum to try to come to America to make a better life for themselves. That's a burden, because if they don't make it across, what happens?
They get caught.
They get caught, and then what?
Jail.
Jail? What else?
Yes.
They get, well, sent back.
Okay, what else? Deported. What else? Do they just give them a slap on the wrist, or there's some dangerous things liable to happen? There you go. They can get killed. So he's saying these burdens that they will be facing, even from over there and until now, they still have those same burdens. Does a Hispanic man have a hard time being able to find a high-paying job Right, that's a burden, a financial burden. It's a problem that he's saying, Jacob's saying, these will be upon your children. This will be upon your seeds. This is how we can identify who we are, because the Bible correlates with what we're talking about out of the biblical prophecy. Read.
And he saw that rest was good.
Now, just like any of the Hispanics that you know around here, if they've been working hard labor jobs or in their break, don't they take a siesta? Ain't they known for it? You're going to see them, they work hard. All these buildings you see, like, just like right here, look at that structure right now. Who do you think is building that? You think Billy, Matthew, Jimmy, Larry? You think them the ones up there putting out hard work in? Waking up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning? 1, 2 o'clock just to come away from Mexico to come put in the work? No. It's the Hispanics, and he's saying that this is what they do. They work hard, long hours, and yes, they do like to take a siesta in the middle of that, but they continue to work. That's what he's saying. Issachar, you line up with this. Read.
And the land, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear and become a servant unto tribute.
Being a servant unto tribute, just like now. Anywhere that you can go right here, and they make movies about it and make fun of it. And now we actually can see with our own eyes that it's the true biblical prophecy. You see on movies when the rich white man or rich Asian man want to get good work for cheap, they go to the store, right? Normally you see it on the movies, they go to a Home Depot. And then you'll see what? The Mexicans, and you see the blacks out there taking jobs. I need a painter. They'll go rush to the car for money. I need somebody to put up a wall. All these things that you need to have a functioning building and operate roads and all this stuff living in, they go to our people for that. Right. And the Bible's saying that's what it lines up saying. Issachar, that's what happened to you. We got brothers right now. We got our so-called brothers that call themselves Haitians. Our brothers that call themselves Mexicans. Right now, at Home Depot trying to look for a job early in the morning just to do that. And that's what the Bible says. Whoever you do that, then you're an Israelite. You come from the tribe of Issachar, not a Mexican, because if you ever read this Bible from the book of Genesis all the way to the end of the book, the Revelation, the context, the maps, you will not find the word Mexican or Hispanic nowhere in there. But you will find the tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel. And we're reading about one, it says his name is Issachar. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 49. We're going to go into some history. Do you know a little bit of history about the Mexican culture?
A little bit.
A little bit. Have you ever heard of the name Christopher Columbus?
Yeah.
About to wrap up. 26. Yeah. Finish the last question and we're wrapping up.
All right, so we're going to get into the history that lines up that the Bible speaks about, and you tell me this. You heard Christopher Columbus, right? Okay, let's read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
So the Bible's saying Issachar, Israel. There's going to be a nation that's going to come against you from far. As swift as the eagle flieth. So he's giving us detailed information how we can prove who that is. Right. On the American flag, what is the symbol? What animal do they symbol? They use as a symbol? The bald eagle. It's an eagle. Right. Spaniards, eagle. Italy, eagle. The Italian band, all these things that they line up and they have the symbol of an eagle. Right. Does the United States of America conquer? They conquer, right? They win wars, right? And they take over lands. And when they went up to the moon and said, what was the famous line? He says the what has landed? The eagle. The eagle has landed, and he put this flag to symbolize that we own this now. Right. Something that's been there before they were even around. Now they claim it ownership. Guess what they did with the so-called Mexicans? They came over here because in San Diego, California, didn't Mexicans, wasn't this, exactly. They owned this land first. Now what happened? The eagle has came and took over. That's what he's saying, a nation. Same thing with the and the Christopher Columbus. He was a Spaniard, a Roman, a navigator. And he came over and said that he found the land that was already here. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
He's saying Issachar. You won't understand their language. You won't understand what they're saying. Right. So what type of language do Hispanics speak? Spanish. Right. Do you know where that comes from? Spain. Now you starting to see the correlation? kind of start. And it's gonna tie together how that makes sense, how you can prove to yourself and anybody else that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar. This is how you prove it with the Bible, because this history has been around, just like how the history that he's prophesied that happened. The conquistadors came over and they conquered and took what we call today Hispanics back to Spain, because Hispanic means property of Spain. That means that they're the property. They're claiming it. So when people say I'm a proud Hispanic, all they're saying is I'm a proud slave to Spain. That's right. That's all they're saying. So you can't attach that to yourself, because you're God's greatest gift on this earth. Being an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar is the greatest thing that you can ever say that you amount to, because that makes you of royal heritage by blood. That's so right. We're talking about the pedigrees. Keep reading.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Now he said a nation of fierce countenance, Hector. A fierce countenance. You ever seen a pit bull attack a chihuahua? Could you imagine that? How do you think that would turn out? Not too well. Just imagine that, but even way worse than that, because we're talking about humans. Now, you know that the capability of people that hate you, what they'll do to you when it comes to trying to destroy you? It says a nation of fierce countenance that did not regard the person of the young, nor show person to the old. As you see here, there's a Spaniard conquistador taking our people into captivity. They killed, beat, robbed, raped, murdered, took us away from our households, killed the men in front of their daughters, killed the kids in front of their husbands, in front of their fathers and mothers. These are the things that they did historically, and it lines up with the Bible, and he's saying that this will happen to the tribe of Issachar. This will happen to the Israelites. Has this ever happened to the neighborhood-friendly white man? Did he get taken away from his homeland, beheaded, decapitated, bucked? No. Did this happen to the Asian man while they're doing kung fu and all this other stuff? What's going on to our people around this time? We're being murdered and raped and killed and thrown all over the world. But the Bible says this will happen to the Israelites.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.